In the chaos of battle, as bombs fell and buildings crumbled, most people had only one thought: escape. They ran for their lives, desperately seeking safety from the unfolding horror. Amidst the stampede of fear, one woman stood her ground. Her name was Irana Sandler, and while others ran away from the danger, she ran towards it. Irina was a Polish social worker in Warsaw during World War II, when the city's Jewish ghetto was established, sealing nearly 500,000 people in a nightmare of starvation and disease. She refused to stand by and do nothing. She knew the fate that awaited them was almost certain death. So she made a choice that would define her life and save thousands of others. Using her position as a social worker, Irana obtained a permit to enter the ghetto, officially to inspect sanitary conditions. But her real mission was far more daring. With a small, dedicated network of trusted friends, she began one of the most audacious rescue operations of the war.
They started smuggling Jewish children out of the ghetto, giving them a chance at a future they were being denied.
This wasn't a simple task. It was a life-or-death gamble every single time. They hid children in the most unimaginable places. In ambulances with patients. In coffins. Inside potato sacks. Through sewer pipes. And even into each journey was fraught with peril. A baby's cry at the wrong moment. A suspicious guard. A random inspection any of these could have meant instant death for both the child and the rescuer. Irina and her team were risking to protect the children's true identities. Irina devised a simple but ingenious system. She wrote down the real names of each child and their new, adopted names on thin strips of paper. She then placed these precious records into glass jars and buried them under an apple tree in a friend's garden. Her hope was that one day, after the war, she could dig them up, find the children, and reunite them with their families if any had survived. She wasn't just saving their lives. She was fighting to preserve their history, their identity, their very being.
Irana's luck eventually ran out.
In 1943, she was arrested by the Gestapo. They knew she was part of the resistance, and they were determined to make her talk. She was taken to the infamous Powiat prison, where she was brutally tortured. They broke her feet and legs, but through it all, she refused to betray her network or the children she had saved. She held on to her secret, protecting the lives she had fought so hard for. Sentenced to death, her execution seemed certain. But the Polish resistance hadn't forgotten her. On the day she was to be shot, they managed to bribe a guard who helped her escape. Officially, she was listed among those who had been executed for the rest of the war. Irana lived in hiding, but she never stopped her work. It's estimated that Irena Sendler and her network saved around 2,500 Jewish children from the Warsaw Ghetto. That's 2,500 individual lives, 2,500 futures that would have been extinguished. After the war, she dug up the jars and tried to reunite the children with any surviving relatives. A heartbreaking task in a world torn apart. For decades, her incredible story was largely unknown, buried by the politics of post-war Poland. It was until near the end of her life that her heroism was finally recognized on the world stage. Irena Sendler passed away in 2008 at the age of 98. She never considered herself a hero. Say on seaside, every child saved. With my help is a justification of my existence on this earth, and not a title to glory. Irena's story is a powerful reminder of the incredible difference one person can make. She saw injustice and chose to act, facing down unimaginable evil with courage, compassion, and an unbreakable spirit. While others ran for their lives, she stayed and fought for the lives of others. Thank you for watching. If you were inspired by this story, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more stories of incredible people who changed the world.